Hey guys, it's Chris here. I just wanted to do my third video on the physical changes in the last 11 months of being on T. So when I first began my transition, I was using a diary and I was documenting my physical and mental changes in this diary. And in the last 6 months, I became real lazy at that. I haven't written anything in it in the last 6 months really. So I'm going to try and do the first few months of updating my physical changes from what was in the diary, and after that I'm just going to do a bit of a general overview of the sort of things that have changed in the last 6 months. So to start off with, the first month, the first thing that I really noticed was my sex drive really increased. This was unbelievably out of control what it felt like for me. I already had a high sex drive before, but this was just every day in my thoughts all the time, dreaming about it, the works. Yeah, so that was the first thing definitely that I noticed. The other thing was that I really was craving sleep heaps, getting really agitated if I didn't get sleep, and was just sleeping a lot more hours really. And the other thing that was pretty dominant for the first 2 weeks of my first shot was my throat. I was constantly having to clear my throat, feeling like I had a frog in it. In the third week of my shot, when it would turn around and some of the changes weren't so strong at that point, my throat got a bit better by then. So it was really the first 2 weeks of only being on T that happened, which is a bit strange because I still don't think I even have an Adam's apple. And so I guess that was just my voice starting to get used to the hormones, something like that. So I got a bit of hair on my arms, my legs, and a little bit on my chin, just here and a bit there, but not too much at this point. The second month, I started to get more facial hair. I got one hair on my chest, which was really weird. I haven't had any hair since on my chest, dark hair anyway. And my face started to get more oily, which was pretty bad. I didn't like that. And acne started to come more at that point too. So I started using some pimple cream that really helped clear that sort of stuff up, and I still use that. I started to get a little bit on my shoulders as well, and a little bit on my top back, but really not that bad at all. I would use this cream, I still do, and yeah, it really does a trick, so it's good. I got a little bit more used to my sex drive, I guess, by the second month, and started to enjoy it rather than find it just out of control. And I started to lose a bit of weight on my hips as well. So that was really good because for me, that was the most dysphoric part of my body because I've always had a small chest, and yeah, the shape of my hips I just hated, absolutely hated. So I got some more leg hair and some muscles started to develop more on my arms and my shoulders rather than anything else. My voice lowered a bit more, and my sweat started to change. So I was at the gym and I started to smell totally different, and yeah, I realised it was becoming more permanent, that smell in me, which I found really strange because it was not something I was used to at all. And yeah, so that's been pretty funny. I think the sweat smells more on a guy as well than females, so you got to make sure you're always wearing deodorant and stuff, yeah. Because if you start to sweat, I think that you do smell more than what a female would be sweating. So, but anyway, that's manageable. I started to get blonde hair on my mustache at that point as well. A little bit coming through, not too much. And more hair again sprouting on my arms, my legs, and a little bit more on my face. I started to get extended snail trail from when I already had one, but it was growing more, I guess, a bit longer really at this point. And my voice started to be really croaky in the mornings, so people would think that I was sick at work, but it was just my voice dropping or something, and it would only happen in the morning, so by the afternoon it was fine. So that's about it. My lower back maybe got a little bit of muscle as well in the second month, but that's really about it for that. By the 3rd month, my face started to get more jelly-like, more like a baby face, and more round. So yeah, that my face started to only really change by that 3rd month, and my thighs got really rock hard, really rock hard, as well as my calves started to get bigger as well. So the legs didn't really get the muscle happening on them till the 3rd month for me, I don't think. And the hair on the mustache grew through more as well, and yeah, with the acne it continued coming through, which I found the acne to be like a lot more under the skin, under the neck, not so much on my forehead like I had first puberty round, but like bigger and more under the skin you could feel, so like not so many heads, whereas I feel like when you go through puberty as a girl, I don't know, they're smaller, they're not so much under the skin and painful, like, but at least I guess you can't see them so much, which is the one benefit. So yeah, continued using the pimple cream for that, and the muscles on my top half really were growing a lot more than what my bottom half were, and my hips were straightening out, which was really good. So I started to get a bit of a smaller ass. I never really had a big ass, but a bit of a smaller one, which was good. And yeah, I started to pass a bit in my 3rd month, which was great. And I think that had a lot to do with the face shape changing. So yeah, but it was really weird, like sort of like jelly, like flubby and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty funny. Still a bit round now, but I think it's getting a bit better now. So yeah. And then in the 4th month, my underarm hair started to get a bit itchy. So I think that they were growing a bit at that point because I already had underarm hairs before, but they, yeah, weren't itchy at all. So they were only really itchy for about a month. So I think that was just a bit of a growth spurt with the underarm hairs. And my hands started to feel stronger at that stage as well. Like I've been going to the gym the whole time through transitioning 3 times a week, so that definitely helps the muscle growth. And yeah, my cheekbones, they started to become more wide, and my chin started to become less pointy, so yeah, just that roundish sort of look really. So that's about it from what I've written down with my diary for the first few months. Since then, my voice in the last 6 months has just continued to drop progressively. My appetite has continued to be really dominant, like it will change my mood really easily if I'm hungry. I get really grumpy if I'm not hungry and if I don't get sleep. So yeah, I really need those things for me to be in a good mood. The acne, yeah, keeps coming through, like I said, but with the Clearasil, with the pimple cream, it definitely gets better, using that. And the hair and muscle keeps coming through. The hair just grows through everywhere and anywhere. Like on my stomach, it's growing apart from my snail trail now, and I have like hair, light blonde hair, like coming up here, so, and hair in so many places as well. It's not funny. So I think that with all that hair growth, you really start to get hotter. I think that's a huge reason for me why my temperature just has changed dramatically in this transition. Pre-T, I would go to bed with like a t-shirt and a jumper on in winter, and pants and socks, and now like I'll be in like shorts and a t-shirt. So it definitely makes a huge difference, and I think the hair's got a lot to do with that because it makes you so much warmer. So in summertime that's been not so grouse, but we haven't really had a great summer in Australia, in Melbourne here especially. So we've had real flooding, which we never usually have. So it wasn't as bad as what it could have been other summers, but I'm definitely looking forward to winter coming on, so that like the hair's gonna keep me nice and warm. And yeah, the hair's just gotten darker, really darker on my arms recently, more than anywhere else. But the hair's also coming on the thighs and stuff progressively, which has been really good because I think before I'd wear shorts at the gym and you could see a whole heap of hair on the bottom half of my leg and like nothing on the top. It just looked bare as, so it looks a lot more even now, which is way better. And yeah, going to the gym, I would also notice that my veins would like pop out and even now, not even at the gym, but just in general, like someone said to me that males have their veins stick out more than females, and I was like, really? I don't know about that. And ever since like noticing other guys' arms and stuff, like yeah, they definitely do, and mine definitely have as well, especially when you get hotter, like it happens a lot more. So I think that's about it, guys. Oh, sorry, one last thing as well, probably the worst thing, leave it for last. Um, Balding. So in the last couple of months, definitely the balding for me has been more of an issue. Probably about 6 months ago, and in the last month or two, it slowed down. Thank God. So for me, it was really like up here has started to bald a lot, and up there. So it's just like coming in through the sides there, really. So yeah, but like I said, in the last month that's been better, and yeah, hopefully that will slow down a bit because that was freaking me out for a while there. That's about it, guys, for my physical changes in the 11 months. I'm going to do another video on my mental changes. I think that's important to also document that because there is totally different changes that happen with physical and mental, and yeah, I would like to do both. So thanks heaps for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope you are all well, and yeah, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and peace. I'll see you later.